Hey everyone, welcome to Astellia Online. Astellia Online has finally been released and the population is actually pretty big for a buy-to-play game in 2019. In this video, I will be explaining in-game content and what to prepare for in future patches. Let's begin. To start, let's look over all the in-game currency that lets you obtain items in the game. So I'm going to go first through each of the currencies and kind of show you what the shops are, and we'll go through there. So the first stepping stone is ancient fragments. We have then the Shining Merchant gold coin, the Holy Order symbol, the unused data, and the Kingdom coin. So these are your 5 main currencies in the game. They play a huge role in progressing in Astellia. Let's see how. So the first thing you need to know is that these merchants are all in Muville. So you have to come here to trade in your currency. This is the only section that you can trade in these 5 currencies for these specific items. They are not anywhere else in the world of Astellia. So first up is the ancient fragments. We can turn these ancient fragments into Amy and into Embo. So let's go into first one. You can buy Amy's gift box and her title Amy's friend. The Amy gift box actually provides a lot of options. They are completely RNG. You can get anything out of the box. So if you're lucky, you might get something good, like a treasure, legendary, a heroic. For the most part, I've gotten a couple treasures. We've gotten mostly blues though. But again, it's RNG. You never know what you might get from her gift box. Going into the next piece here is you can obtain treasures and the Ultra crystals for stat points. So these rewards are pretty solid. From what we can tell, these are set in stone for what you obtain. So buying these don't actually have random stats. They actually give you the same stats every single time. I'm working on testing out the last 2, but I haven't got that far. But from what I can tell, each of these actually have set stats. They don't change, and it's not RNG buying these items. But they're definitely worth grabbing, as this is another slot for your treasure. So you might be asking some of the treasures, what is this and how to use them? I'll get into that just a minute. So this is what you can get with the ancient fragments. There's a little bit more you can get, like heroics level 46 and a little bit lower, but these are the main items you would want to be using your ancient fragments on, either buying your treasures up because you need one, or buying the Amy box and hoping that you get something good out of her box. Now the Shining Merchant coin, which would be this one here, is a way to buy new treasures, or in this case, heroic treasures. And these ones are 11,000 of these coins. Now this is pretty expensive, but these coins are primarily key to your treasure set. Now, to get your treasure set, you press P, go into your treasure chest, and you have your treasure set up. Now, each of these have different slots and different names. So if you mouse over it under the word shared, you can see what kind of treasure these are and what slot they're going to take up. So as you mouse over them, they're going to tell you what exactly they're going to be using. So here's one of the Amy treasures that I just got from opening her box up. You can buy one of these for 11,000, and from what I can tell, each of these also give you the same stats when you purchase it. Now, I've only seen it done twice, and the blue rose cloak has given the same one, which is aerobatics, which is 9 points to your deck effect. I'm not going to go into too much on deck effects here, but these also buff your stats and your deck effects. So if you have like 5 or 6 or 9 already points into your deck effect, treasures are what helps boost your deck effect to get that next piece. So endurance and companion, I have an additional 3, which gives me that level 1 companion buff. And those buffs show up in the top right hand corner, which I'll show here in a minute. So now you may be wondering how to farm your Shining Merchant coins by doing your daily and weekly dungeons. So those dungeon quests are very important to do, and you can obtain those quests right here in Muville. I'm going to run to the NPC for you, and in this case, so you can see where you can obtain these Shining Merchant coins. So the first one is here. This NPC will provide you a weekly and a daily that you can do for the Shining Merchant coins. The second way to get them is by completing your achievement listing. What that means is under dungeon, you have complete and you have rank. So in completed mode, you're going to get money and dungeon tickets, nothing special in this one. It's the ranking that's going to give you the extra tokens that you need to complete. So when you complete the legendary Ruthless dungeon, once it comes out, you get 160 tokens, and so on and so forth. So you can do this all from a solo mission to a party mission from normal mode up to party up to legendary. It's going to keep incrementing as you progress. So once I complete S grade for this dungeon, level 20 I think, you get 120 coins, or the Shining Merchant coins. So this is another way to obtain these, and you'll be able to farm this pretty fast, honestly. It's not too bad, but you do need 11,000, and it's a lot of it's a lot of progress to get up to that. Once you do these legendary dungeons, you can complete more of your achievements and get more rewards. Now you can also do this by moving forward is by making alts and doing dungeons and completing their listed achievements as well. Right now they're not linked. I don't know if they will link them in the future, but that's another way to possibly farm them. And then the last way is actually clearing out the solo and party missions throughout the world. You'll find them as you progress through the world that say solo clear this fortress or clear this dungeon, and party clear this dungeon. And there's a one-time quest, and you're also going to get the Shining Merchant gold coin that way as well. So there's a lot of ways to obtain them, but the primary repeatable way is through this NPC here if you do not want to make alts and farm that way. So now next up is the Holy Order coin currency. This provides you a way to buy legendary gear. So let's take a look at that. The Holy Order symbol merchant. So as you can see here, I'm only seeing gear for my ranger. I do not see gear for anybody else. So it is specific to your character. I do have a fear that each of these items will give you set stats, meaning if you look at my current legendary bow, I have 8% to all 4 primary stats, meaning I'm not going to get agility 4 times when I buy this bow. Now, no one's gotten to 5200 yet to test this out, but ideally, hopefully, these stats are RNG with a primary focus on what character you're playing. But from the looks of it, I think it's going to give us 4 primary stats, meaning if you want something that's more dex focus or strength focus, you're going to be stuck crafting and hope for a drop. But you can farm these. Now, you might be wondering how to farm these Holy Order symbols. In order to farm these Holy Order symbols, you're going to go to a hunting zone once you're level 50. So the hunting zone has 3 sections, and all 3 have weeklies and dailies that you should do. Weeklies, I believe, are resetting every Sunday or Monday, but we haven't actually figured that out just yet. So to get to a hunting zone, the first way you can do this is by going to Medville or the Hubble Fortress. You can come to the Hunting Teleport Manager, which will bring up 3 sections for you: Ragrock, Greyleaf, and Astra. Again, each of these have dailies and weeklies that you should do. I think you get for completing all the dailies in each of those areas, I think you get about 60 to 70 of those Holy Order coins, and the weeklies I think give about 500. This also provides you a way to gain unused data tokens and the coins, and I'll get into what those can provide here in just a minute. So you can get to those hunting zones again by teleporting out from these 2 sections. So again, in this area or the fortress in Aethon, and you can complete these in a solo, a party, or expedition. But more people in the party means less quest items going out to the whole expedition. Might take a little bit longer, but you complete it a little bit. You can say you complete it a little bit faster. It's really up to you if you want to do party, solo, or expedition. They all work. It's up to you how you want to farm. Now going into where you can get the what the next coin can use is the unused data coin. I'm not sure if it's like a title mix-up or they just haven't added in, but it's actually under the Starcaller coin merchant. And what you can do with these little coins are really awesome. You can buy Estelle Boxes. Now the Estelle Boxes give you a card set that can give you up to a level 3 Estelle, and each of these give different sets of Estelles. So beginner gives you a certain set of Estelles, and so on and so forth. But the fact is you get level 3 Estelles with 160 points to your Estelles star level. So if I would buy one of these, if I bought one of these boxes, let's go ahead and buy one. And I go ahead and open it up here. I get a card pack and I get a tonic. So if you need tonics, easiest way to get tonics. You get a star pack and it tells you can gain a +3 Estelle that can be attained from the first dungeon, second dungeon, or the third dungeon. Now I can go in, so I know from based off those 3 dungeons, I can go ahead and click on adventure, click dungeon, and click on this one. Okay, so I can get those 5 Estelles there. I can get those 5 Estelles there, and I can get those 5 Estelles there. So that's what it's showing me. No guarantees if that's 100%, but that's what it shows. So I can right click on this, and I got a level 2 unicorn. So now if I go ahead and go to my level 2 unicorn, once I find him, there he is. What happened here was, if I go into my system tab, you can see that I got 40 points because he's level 2. I got 40 points of an Estelle card added to his SP. So now he's a level 2 Estelle with 70 SP out of 160. So now if I would get a level 3 Estelle, I would get 160 points added to him, so he would become a level 3.5 star Estelle. So these coins, these currency is actually very usable in leveling up Estelles and very needed. So don't skip out on trying to do your dailies and weeklies in the hunting zones. And also, how to also get these is by doing your Coliseum weekly. The Coliseum weekly can be obtained in the Athlon section by going into here, and my thing lagging out. The Hubble Fortress right here is where you're going to obtain that quest along with a couple other unique quests there. So definitely want to pick up your Coliseum and make sure you do your Coliseum every day to obtain more coins. So last coin is the Bannon coin, Kingdom coin, which is going to provide you a way to buy supply boxes. I think this is by far the worst coin in game. I don't feel like it's giving enough usefulness, but that's just me personally. Don't buy the tonics, don't buy the Asper. I don't think they're worth it. Now you're going to need this supply box for the future enhancements of item fusing. I'm not going to get into item fusing because it's not released yet, but the moment it does, I will be making a video on it. Cooking supply box, of course, you can get some foods. That's not too bad. And then an enchantment stone supply box, which I think is one of the best ones you can get. It's not a lot, but it's RNG, so you never know what you will get out of it. Now, besides those, you also have these supply boxes for your Ultra Crystal, Star Gem, and Ruin supply boxes. And in my opinion, the Star Jewels and Ruin boxes are probably your best bet because you want to get that legendary pieces to either enhance your gear or your Estelles. The Ultra Crystal you can get up to Heroic. Legendary hasn't been released yet, but the chances of actually getting Heroic is probably a little bit less than actually getting a better Star Jewel or Ruin, like a Heroic Gem. You're looking at probably 1 out of 50 for Heroics. So that's probably the useless. I think this coin needs to be a next upgrade. They need to add more for it. But then again, the Coliseum is kind of weak at the moment. So if you go to Adventure in the bottom right corner, you have your Coliseum. And as you can see, people are doing party Coliseums together right now. I'm hoping this gets fixed where solo is solo and party is party. They also need to fix up the difficulties where if I select if I'm level 50, it should only give me level 50 options or show that, like, put that first or validate that I'm selecting it. It'd be kind of nice for them to, do a small enhancement here. You get 2 Coliseum tickets every day at reset, so make sure you use these up. You're going to obtain the Ultra Rare Crystals just from drops. You get 1 to 2 of them during a solo. Party might be more. Then you also get in the Kingdom coin. The uncommon ones, you can just use them for the time being until you get rare or heroic ones. And then you can reset and try all 5 of those. Rinse and repeat. So definitely want to do these. These are definitely recommended. I don't recommend doing it before 1 and 2. You definitely want to do level 50. It's not hard in solo. Solos are very, very easy. I'm not sure why they made solo so easy and party a little bit more difficult, meaning you need the actual party. So choice is up to you for that. So now that I've went through each currency and what you can obtain, the last thing I want to leave you with is how to remove a death penalty. So if you die in game and you click back to town and you went to a resurrection spot, what that actually means is you're going to have a death penalty right in this corner. So if you die, you get a death penalty. To get rid of those death penalties, you actually have to speak to the healer at each of the shrines that you resurrect at. And one of the biggest problems is that you have no way to know if you have resurrection sickness or death penalty. There's nothing here telling me that I have it, so if I do die and I forget and I log off for the day, then I have to come back and oh, I didn't remove my death penalty. The death penalty stays there indefinitely until you go to a healer to remove it. Now, when I say that, it means it's hidden, but I don't have it applied. When you die, you get a higher level. So if I'm a level 2 death penalty, it goes to level 3. It clears off after 10 minutes for a level 3 death penalty. But if I die again, I'll have a level 4. If I die again, I have a level 5. Blessed Resurrection gets rid of that. So the Blessed Resurrection has kind of been in the middle of like pay to win level. I'm still up in the air on it, honestly. I don't think it's pay to win, but at the same time, the perma Blessed Resurrection is kind of broken. You can do that by going to the Zen shop. Everybody can get this. It's just in-game currency. You get this by just logging into the game. You can buy it for real currency, but you can spend your in-game currency for a 7-day one. Oh, not that one. This one, here it is. So you can spend 280 coins and get unlimited blood resurrection and unlimited teleport access. You can buy it with real life money. I can't say it's actually pay to win because the blood resurrection has a cooldown. You can use it once every like minute and a half. So yay, I can unlimited blood resurrection, but honestly, you get so many blood resurrections from just playing the game without even buying them that unlimited doesn't really make a difference in my opinion. People complain about it being like if you're doing a heroic dungeon or legendary dungeon, everybody pops back up because they all have blessed resurrection. They can only do that once, and you're stuck waiting a minute and a half. If you're dying that often, the blessed resurrection is not going to make a difference. You're dying, you're missing timings. I don't see it being that big to win because people think you can just spam it. You can't. You cannot spam it. So make sure you remove your death penalty anytime you die. You don't want to be stuck with it. Another note is you can leave a dungeon and come back into a dungeon as long as the timer hasn't expired or you haven't reset the dungeon as of yet. So if you have a high level death penalty, leave, cleanse your death penalty, go back into the dungeon when you have a high level one. Don't wait 10 minutes. So the next steps are on you. What do you focus on? How much time you spend a day? What's more important? I'm really not here to tell you how to play the end game. I'm here to tell you how to begin. The choice is really up to you. And at that moment, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that share, like, and comment, and also subscribe. Keep an eye out for my next videos by pressing that notification bell. And like always, take it easy.